Okay, guys, so today I'm going to quickly break down this automation. What it's going to do is going to turn on my boiler, and it works really well. So I do have my boiler right here, and it's basically a plug that I'm using. And my tankless water heater was constantly breaking. And in order for me to fix it, I had to uh, find a way to turn it off and turn it on. So I'm sure you guys heard of already some of those plugs, smart plugs that you could easily install in your house. And so what I did is I quickly automated, and of course you could do a lot more with it, but because I have a lot of Airbnb guests, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to think if my water is not working or whatever. I just want to tell the agent my water is not working, and it's going to figure it out on its own what to do. So, of course, how do we do that? The best way to do that is to build mini tools for, you got to give AI agent connectivity to your Alexa. So obviously, guys already know how to use Alexa, and if not, it's just very easy. What you do is you log in with you create an account with Voice Monkey, and in Voice Monkey, you use this kind of flows over here. You could create different flows, etc. But it's a cheap program. It's basically free uh, for 3 flows, and you could just do basic automation, and then it's really cheap price. Um, but you could easily just set it up for free and have a bunch of devices connected. Like what I did is I connected Navian on and Navian off, and what this thing does, it allows you to first of all, have a bunch of workflows where you could send information in the form of a variable. So you could literally set up something like this, where if condition, let's say you have a variable, a boiler on, and if you want to turn it on, then you go ahead and you turn it on. You select a routine trigger to turn it on. Like, how does it all work? Well, the first thing which you want to do, you want to definitely set up the devices. So you add a trigger. So you create an account. You create an account with Amazon. You sign into it with using your Amazon account. Then on your phone, you have Alexa app. Go ahead and obviously you need to have Alexa app on your phone downloaded if you don't have it yet. If you have Ring or Ring doorbell or like Echo devices or any TVs or whatever, I'm sure you guys using Alexa. So, and of course, you guys already know how to create skills, and if not, it's relatively easy. As soon as you log in into Voice Monkey, and as soon as you log in on your phone into Alexa, you're going to be able to, and as soon as you create a trigger, you give it a name, and then boom, it just shows up on your Alexa app right away, and then you just kind of push through with the next steps, and it's really self-intuitive, and you literally just have your device that you could it's going to be under smart home category on your Alexa app, and you could create basic triggers um, based on those devices. So the only thing is you got to create a routine in your Alexa, and it's really easy. In your Alexa app, you just create a quick routine, and the routine is just going to be turn on boiler, turn off boiler. And you want to be consistent with the naming, but as soon as you do that, this will allow you to connect to this particular URL using basic webhooks. So I did create a webhook. I just gave it a webhook name ThanosAI. As you can see, this is a webhook over here. So this is kind of the idea. Of course, guys, for API keys or anything like that, you could reset them for API credentials, where you could rotate the API tokens. So this way, you definitely don't want anybody controlling your boiler. But the idea is you basically could bypass the requirement of um, you know of having to pay by having a single workflow where you could use variable names, and you could just literally send variable names into this workflow using basic syntax. So in my particular, the syntax is going to be something like this: API voice monkey, and then you put the code, your token ID, etc., then the flow, whatever the flow is, and then the variable name. So you could play around with it. I didn't go to full extent doing that. I just made it really simple. Um, I tested it in PowerShell, and in PowerShell, I was just able to like literally paste this command. So this represents the flow. The flow ID, you get that from the API settings. So if you go to Flows API, this is the ID. You could play around. You could send a request here, and to send the requests for Navian off and Navian on, you literally send the request, and it will, as soon as you do that, it will turn off, and it will turn on. And you'll have notification in your Alexa. So this way, you know that your boiler is being turned on and turned off, and you could. I have multiple echoes in my house, and I could turn on in the Alexa app. This is where you quickly like update it, and you show where you want a notification to go. So it's really easy to do it on Alexa side. There's tutorial is not even needed for that, and on N8N is also super easy because all you got to do is just create literally create a just set up OpenAI Chat GPT model with your credentials. That is self-explanatory, guys. And you just put the credentials, you pick GPT-4 Mini, then you connect the basic memory to it. And what you do is you add a chat trigger, basic chat trigger, and essentially what you do, you connect that app, VoiceMonkey, and from VoiceMonkey, you use this base URL, you use token, and then you use your value API key, which is going to be from your Monkey account for value API key, where you go to API settings, API credentials, you get the key from here. That's basically what it's at, and you paste that in, and for credentials, you're going to use device. The device you're going to get from here. So if you go to dashboard and devices, and you go here, this is going to be your device ID. So that's what you're going to be feeding, device ID. And then essentially what you give your agent is context for, you're going to let it decide through the model. So it's going to come back with this value, whether it's Navian off or Navian on, depending on what you say inside of the prompt. So, and of course, the prompt is very simple. So by the way, so this is using get, and that's basically, those are the parameters you set, and you give it this prompt over here, which is your smart assistant. The user will send you the command. If they say turn on Navian or something similar, return Navian off. If they say turn on Navian on or similar, say return Navian on. Respond with either Navian off or Navian on. Send the output to VoiceMonkey tool with the device response. So it's very intelligent, and it just does it. It sends the Navian off. I could have modified it, and I could have said or something like, or something similar, like turn on my boiler, or turn off my boiler. So, and then of course, guys, what I do, I could now notice, so this way I don't have to be like a process prisoner trying to remember what is it that I said. So now I'm going to just say turn on my boiler, and as soon as I turn it on, boom, you could probably heard the click. So the click, and as soon as that happened, my Alexa notification goes off in the basement. You can't hear it from here, but it basically triggered, the output went off, and Navian on output is there. And that's it, guys. This is really simple, and you could no longer have to be, you could say, turn off my boiler, works as well, right? So to turn off my boiler, I guess it actually didn't work. So let's see. Turn on my boiler, no, so it stayed over here, turn off my boiler, Navian off. So it did output chat, it actually did say Navian off, turn off Navian. Let me do it like this. Okay, that did it. Turn off my boiler. Okay, turn on my boiler. So what happened is somehow it's not picking up. It's not picking up on some of those things, like it's being a bit iffy. So let's see. Turn my boiler on. So I'm gonna say over here, I'm gonna modify the prompt a little bit. I'm gonna say something similar, like turn on my boiler, or something similar. Return Navy off. If they say turn Navy on, or similar, turn Navy on. Respond with either Navy. Remember, Navy is model for the boiler. User may end up asking to turn off or turn on the boiler. Respond accordingly with the correct device code. Right. So device response. You see Navy. So this is kind of how you want to modify. And now you could say turn off boiler. It didn't trigger it again. Be sure to use send output send the output to voice monkey tool with the device response. With either Navy off, Navy on, or off, Navy off. Send the output to voice monkey tool. Okay, so depending. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and test that step. So now it was Navy off. Let's go ahead and again turn on the boiler. Turn Navy on. So somehow it's being specific when I do turn Navy on, but not when I say the boiler. So turn Navy on, turn Navy off. Let's go ahead and let's see if we could pick another model to make it more smarter. So GPT-4 mini, GPT-4 turbo. Let's do GPT-4. Let's try that. And then let's see. Turn boiler on. Nope. That didn't actually do anything. Turn Navy on. That even didn't do anything. So we're probably gonna just go back to GPT-4. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can. Let's do GPT-4o. Okay, so we're gonna just test this again. Turn boiler on. Okay, that actually 4o did the trick. Turn Navy off. Okay. Turn boiler. Turn Navy on. Okay, so when I notice it's not fully sending the device code when I'm using the word boiler versus the actual device. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say turn boiler off. Okay, now the turn boiler on. Okay, so it works now. I guess it needed a little bit of trickery. So that's the idea, guys. If you want AI automation blueprint for this, go to bio.link/Freedom Fusion System and just DM the word path on my go to my Instagram, DM the word path, and I'll send you access for what you're supposed to do, full tutorial for like what you're supposed to set up over here on the Voice Monkey, what you're supposed to do on Alexa. I'll show it in my mobile app. So this way it's easier for you to understand. And yeah, and then you just go ahead and set it up. Just make sure you don't show your keys. I'm gonna rotate the API token after this and just update it N8 and blueprint respectively. But I'm gonna make this blueprint available as part of the Pill of Freedom. So I'm just gonna quickly create a Pill of Freedom for you guys. So, and this is what I do. I create those automations and just make it super easily available for you. You use it, and by the way, you guys could expand it. This was image to video generator. I don't know if you guys seen it. This is absolute fire. This is like when you talk to the Telegram and you could literally post an image and it will create a automatic video. That's so definitely check it out. I'm expanding that further with spreadsheet. So this way you could ask all sorts of questions. But for now, I'm just gonna create a basic pill of freedom that will make it possible for you to automate your, let me just see, to automate the actual boiler. Automate your boiler with N8N. Boiler with N8N. So this is the idea. I'm gonna make it available for you in this pill of freedom, guys. So I'm just gonna make it a digital mom, AI mom. Anybody who wanna learn this, you guys could go to my bio, that link /freedom fusion system. This is the blue pill, and priority. This is not that hard. The priority is gonna be medium, but I'm probably gonna add one more low. This was, yeah, for product bundle. This is part of threat stack part bundle. This is part of the Freedom Fusion Track Fuel Incubator. This is the coaching program, guys, that I offer for anybody who want to learn this. Medium difficulty level, I'm just gonna modify this property real quick, and that's gonna be hard, easy. So this, I would say this was very easy, but you could easily get kind of get stuck if you don't know how to use those if you don't know how to combine voice monkey and do all of this. So desired pain point, boiler is not working. Need a quick guest complaining, guest Airbnb guests complaining. Need a quick fix. A desire, use voice or chat to trigger boiler. Boiler, turn it off, turn it on or off. So this is going to be available in Freedom Fusion Path community. This is part of the, so over here we're doing N8N, and of course another one is Voice Monkey. So this is Voice Monkey, and keep some in mind, I'm creating this metadata so it's easy for you guys to search through it. And relevant thread, I'll create a thread for that when I'm ready. The ChatGPT assistant, that's going to be available as well from ChatGPT assistant. So when I say ChatGPT assistant, I literally take any and post blueprint, and I share that. I copy it over here, create a link, and that link is going to be just it's going to be accessible for you guys as part of that ChatGPT assistant. So this way you don't have to start from scratch. You could literally just kind of type that in. If you guys want to buy me a coffee, go to HP, buy that link /Freedom Fusion System. It's buy me a coffee, buy me a coffee.com /Freedom Fusion System. That's where you guys could support me if you like this idea. This is actually the threads. This is part of the ThanosAI, ThanosAI Threads Boss series. So the idea here, guys, is you're gonna continue building your ThanosAI and continuously expanding your bot to do other things beyond just like controlling your boiler, but doing a lot more. And of course, you already seen how much more from other things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this thing. I'm gonna call it a boiler automation, and basically get out over here. And of course, guys, right now I'm using OpenAI credits, which is really cheap in context when your Airbnb guest is like complaining and whatnot. You don't want to be in a situation trying to remember, oh, how do I fix the water? Typically, in situation when there is no water, you don't even want to be thinking like, oh, do I need to turn on the boiler or not? You literally, what you want to be doing, you want to be saying, I have a problem, I have no water. And the AI agent just does it. It just automatically starts fixing things. You could add other things like water heaters and all sorts of other, other things like, let's say, a sump pump. You have a sump pump and you need to make sure that you check at least every 6 months. In Connecticut, sometimes we get those floods, and if there's a lot of flood, that sump pump and the sump pump is broken, then that could result in thousands of dollars of repairs in my basement. I clearly don't want that. So um, that's what I do. I for now I just have a sump pump running, but it would be good to go ahead and connect like a basic tester to see when was the last time the sump pump ran. Didn't Does it actually work, right? And do those tests every like 6 months and automatically kind of do this. Right now, I'm running this whole thing on Docker. So everything is basically on your computer, like this is a virtual desktop, and you just run it. I have a reverse tunnel using Cloudflare to make it available on my domain name. So it's only becomes available whenever I'm using my computer. And of course, I use multi-factor authentication to control all of this. And it's easy for you guys to set this up. It's not hard. All you got to do, guys, is jump into my um, like this pill of freedom. You're gonna get access to this pill of freedom, and typically when I construct those pills of freedom, what I do is I literally just download the blueprint. So I hit download button, and now that I have this download button, I kind of open it with Notepad, and I just paste it into Notion, make it available over here with a kind of, this is just a way, guys, that create contest, and you could easily do the same thing and create your fully blown program coaching program and also make money. If you guys are interested in learning how to do that, let me know. But over here, and blueprint, I'm including this. And then over here, I'm just going to do code. So code over here, and I'm going to provide instruction, import as is, modify your OpenAI credentials. If you wanted to run this using any other models, take a look, like local large language models like LM Studio. Definitely take a look at that. LM Studio is over here. You could literally just run that. So this way you don't have to spend any money on a inexpensive ChatGPT, OpenAI or whatever. You could just run it locally, and you're good to go. Definitely, if you guys want to learn how to do that, take a look at my bio.link over here and go to like run LLMs locally and save money URL, and then see how to do that and how to combine this together. I highly recommend just kind of using for some of those critical automations using OpenAI and maybe DeepSeek for some of them, like to kind of make it easily affordable for yourself. But if you're not running any like lots of automation in your house, just get a short subscription on OpenAI, and trust me, it's just well worth it. So N8 and Blueprint. So import and modify credentials, create account with Open Monkey, and basically it's Voice Monkey. I just called it Open Monkey with Voice Monkey, and then create devices. So step one in Voice Monkey, create basic device, create device. Log in with your Amazon. Log in with your Amazon account. Set up. Log in to your Alexa app, mobile app on your iPhone or Android. So this way you could log in at the same time, and then create devices and open in Voice Monkey. Then after that, what you want to do is use API key and other information shown in the blueprint to interact with this automation with AI agent. And then over here, what I'll do is I'll just kind of quickly include something like this. So this way you remember this, guys, how to do it. And include this is so definitely, guys, this is very easy to do, like setting up add trigger. So if you just add a trigger, and then as soon as you add a trigger, it's going to show up in your, it's just literally going to show up on that app in your Amazon Alexa app. So you just create two triggers, two routine triggers. So you do routine triggers in both. You do it in Alexa app, and you do it here as well, in two places, in two apps, guys. Okay. Then, of course, what you want to do, you want to create a webhook. So webhook is, so this way you could connect to it. So if you don't create a webhook, obviously you're not going to be able to connect to your to this voice monkey, and not going to be able to do any triggers. So create a webhook. That's going to be the next step. I'm just going to quickly include that as well. So create the webhook. So create the webhook. So, and that's going to be actually, you know, all part of this. So you're going to create the webhook that will give you, as soon as you create it, it's going to give you, it will give you API key, and you will use that API key in the automation. And remember, you guys are going to be expanding this further. Later on, you're going to just combine this thing with your Telegram bot. And as you communicate with your Telegram bot, it could be like, also while you're generating things, you could just do something like boiler turn on. Like you could give it a name like a home assistant, and literally just type it in, turn on my boiler, and it would just turn on your boiler. Or you could just not even include anything like this. You could just literally say, turn on my boiler, and it will be directly from here. While you're generating images, it will turn it on. So this way you could kind of have that granularity to control all of those steps. And yeah, so once you create the once you create the voice monkey thing, remember there's going to be a limit in terms of how much you could go premium. You could take a look at the apps over here. It's $2.99 per month for premium plan. It has multiple flows APIs, because by default you only get 3 flows and you only get one webhook. But then you'll get premium flow actions. So by default, I was trying to do it with premium flow actions to see if I could avoid this having to bypass the requirement, but it wasn't allowing me to do it. But I think it was giving me internal flow error, etc. So they're really trying to get you into $2.99 per month. I think it's worth it in context of how much value how easily it just hooks into Alexa's skill set, and just how easy it is to just set up those flows and then literally make it all available. And it's only $2.99. I think it's no-brainer, guys, to get it. I'm not sponsoring anything. This is just my opinion. But if you guys don't want that, if you want to recreate something like this and don't even pay for Voice Monkey $2.99, then just watch my other workshops where I show you how to pretty much just recreate any kind of a SaaS app. So, but to do that, you need to kind of dabble in the world of AWS and go through all those complexities. It just may not be worth it doing it this way. But I'm sure there's other ways where you could actually have your own flows, have your own trigger everything, have the kind of interaction directly with Alexa, kind of the same way how it's done over here, and be able to bypass this. But if you have a big house and you have like lots of water sensors, lots of I don't know, boilers and tankless water heaters, air conditioners, all that stuff, then I highly recommend you just fire it all up, include it in your kind of agent, make that agent stronger, and then just start talking to it. You could also expand it further and start using voice, and I'll show you guys how to use voice as well. So it could be like interactive conversation, sort of like with ChatGPT versus sitting in the chat. But so this way you could do it from your phone as well. You're not really kind of not going to be stuck sitting just in this chat UI. And you could also export that chat outside on your own website if you wanted to. But of course, you don't want to, in this case, you don't want to show it to anybody other than just having this agent on your computer. But you could easily make it in any different format, and I could most certainly show you how to do that. You could make it like a little desktop app. You could make it as a Telegram app where you could just talk to it, or you could do it like 11 Labs widget where you just talk to it, and using Lovable, easily you could create like a little front-end UI that shows all of this and makes it very easy for you to interface with it. And this way you are not limited to just like this chat room over here. So that's kind of the other thing is you could combine this with the Slack channel, and like I have everything running on Slack. And of course, the question is, why am I not running this on Slack? Over here, as you can see in Freedom Fusion Track, I have a bunch of things. It's a bunch of pills of freedom automatically flying in. I have ThanosAI kind of app. So like there's a bunch of apps that you could invoke. So let's see, where is the app? As long as you remember the shortcut, you're not gonna forget. But let's see, maybe it was not in here, but here. No, it was definitely a Freedom Fusion Track. But you could easily connect your Slack. So this way you could just like type the name of it and interface with it as well. So bots, I guess maybe it's removed or something. Maybe the agent is removed. Let me see. I did have it. In Slack, you could have up to a certain X amount of like apps. So if it's not here, then it could be, yeah, it could be just you outside of the limit, etc. If you guys haven't seen my previous workshops, take a look how to integrate that with Slack. It's very easy, but you could squeeze that agent directly into Slack so you could interface with it as well. It's in my other Docker instance where I literally show you guys, but so if I kind of open up this other Docker instance, I have it over here on one of those volumes that is connected to Slack. But anyway, the bottom line is right now, guys, the most important part is to know that you could expand that any way you can. If you guys need any help or consultation advice, you could always go to freedomfusionsystem.com and scroll to the bottom and just pick Row Wells and select the time where you want to meet with me. And select the time, let me know what feudal incubator you're interested, whether you're interested in Freedom Fusion Track or Freedom Fusion Digital, or if you're a digital mom who want to learn about FedStack and interested in that, or if you need any kind of automations done, but if you're looking for your own Freedom Fusion system, which is book appointment system, email nurturing campaigns, AI automations, everything built in one spot. So this way, all the leads kind of coming in one spot. So if you have a business like plumbing business or HVAC, you could have all of your leads coming into directly into the Freedom Fusion system. In this case, let me just kind of show it to you. So what it offers is, let's say you wanted to set up, like have your own book appointment system. It includes this, and it has all the conversational chatbots. Everything is in one spot where people could just send messages from different places, from different socials, and everything ends up in one spot. You have different automations over here for email nurturing campaigns to constantly remind your customers. So if you are HVAC kind of business or plumbing business, and trying to do this in a way where you're trying to get the customers reminded about your services, then it's relatively easy to set up those email nurturing campaigns directly over here. So, and of course, if you become the customer of Freedom Fusion System, you get access to your own Freedom Fusion System CRM, which is basically what I'm showing over here. And all of those kind of things like email nurturing campaigns, what happens, let's say somebody fills out a form and they start literally like we could design templates for you, for your business, for your customers, where you could just plug and play all the information directly inside of a template. So let's say you have a bunch of customers who filled out a form, just like I kind of showed the form over here on freedomfusionsystem.com. Then what's going to happen is basically the pipeline is going to be activated where you would get notification in Slack, where you would get notification in this system over here in the Freedom Fusion system itself, in the conversational chat. So you have all your leads in one place, and you could set up reminders for anybody who contacts you. All of the reviews, Google reviews, and everything else is being done in one spot. So if you have let's say somebody left you a Google review on your business, then it would literally show up in the same section. You would have your own calendar, your own book appointment system, the automations. If you have a bunch of sales reps that are kind of doing things for you, we could set up automation for them as well, for your sales reps. Yeah, so this way, like, for example, in my particular case, what happens is for my business, when somebody fills out a form, and let's say one of our sales reps happens to be the person who referred the lead, they would get credit. And to track something like this, we use different types of automations directly inside of Freedom Fusion system. So for example, let's say a customer fills out a form, and this is something that we could set up for you as well as part of the Freedom Fusion system, where basically the customer fills out a form and then they like include whatever the service they need. So let's say if you're a plumber or a HVAC technician or any other kind of person who is trying to increase more sales, get more leads, etc. But you also want to be notified, like you want to make sure that your sales reps are doing the good job and constantly selling your services. Then what we could do, we could set up similar automations as you see over here, where let's say somebody filled out a form and they specify the sales rep who they dealt with. And that's in this particular case, let's say a person fills out a form and they'll be like, oh yeah, I dealt with Jackson, and I'm interested in Freedom Fusion system CRM, which is basically what I just showed. And of course, it has so much more. It has QR code generators, voice chatbots, and all sorts of other things. And you guys will, if you become the customer of our company, Freedom Fusion System, you'll be able to get all of those things. But the idea here is when somebody fills out a form, a bunch of automation starts kicking in. Those automations notify Jackson that, by the way, thank you for referring the lead, who we're going to have a call with that person. And then what happens next, bunch of automations kick in, and like automatically calls get recorded. They get dropped into Slack. In the Slack channel, they have a bunch of little things like happening in Slack channel where you get notifications saying, hey, the meeting came in, the meeting gets scheduled, you get notifications. So everything. So you clearly see what is going on, who referred who, all of those notifications is being sent, letting know what's going on with the customer. And that's all interfaced with Freedom Fusion system. And all the leads from, regardless of where they're coming from, could be connected directly to Slack through the Freedom Fusion system. And so this way, if you have leads coming from Instagram, from TikTok, etc., they're just going to be getting dropped in one spot. And of course, there's different AI agents and voice chatbot agents. So when somebody contacts you, you're not going to miss a call. Your voice bot is going to be picking up that conversation for you. So this way you're now not being that process prisoner looking for uh, trying to chase the customer, and your voice bot is just going to pick it up. It's very easy. This chatbot is really good, a lot better than any other chatbots that I've seen out there, and I've seen lots of them. Um, and what we could do, we could supercharge your chatbots also with the training data that includes all of your frequently asked questions. So this way, when somebody goes out on the like literally goes to your site, they will quickly get into like they could ask questions. So for example, in our case, let's say if I open up talent agency, as you can see, there's um, a little chat bot, and you could ask questions like tell me more about our services, etc. And it will respond and it will come back and explain everything. So this is very useful to combine this for your business. So in combination with your own kind of a knowledge base. So we'll be able to create that knowledge base for you. And of course, if you, and it's very easy to create that knowledge base just by including the URLs of your, whatever the website that you have. So we'll have immediate context about your services, about the products that you're offering, and everything in between. And of course, we have other automations like that are covered in my bio link, like threads, bots, RAG, which is a very cool automation where we take the concept of building entire brain for your company and like using extracting data out of that brain and be able to interface with the chat with regular chat and be able to like browse around using browser use workflows. It's kind of like using your browser, but your computer does the legwork, find things for you and crawls the internet, does a bunch of activities for your business, researches leads, comes back to you, tell you like who's most likely the lead for you, and reaches out to those leads automatically. And so this way you don't have to kind of constantly be chasing leads. The bot's just going to do that for you. And of course, if you guys want to learn more, take a look at ThreadsBot's RAG, especially if you are like in a phase where you want to get more customers. You definitely want to take a look at ThreadStack Power Bundle. Indeed, it's for digital faceless marketing moms over 40, but it's still good for pretty much any business as well. It will help you learn how to grow on Threads, how to get a lot of customers using Threads. And what we're doing right now, we are expanding the ThanosAI further to make it more stronger. If you guys want to see how ThreadsBot's themes is created, ThreadsBot's themes is where you could literally create your own theme and like use a little spreadsheet to kind of create an image picture, like the beginning picture and the end picture, and then based on those two pictures, create like a small little video. Definitely take a look at that if you haven't had a chance. I'm going to be expanding that a little bit further to just make it super easy for you guys to just generate those videos faster. And those videos gets lots of views. You could use those videos as a hook for your plumbing business, your HVAC business, or any other kind of business that you're running, digital marketing business, and definitely get huge value out of it, especially as you keep adding more and more kind of different types of functionalities to your agents. It just becomes more, yeah, a lot easier for you to do and expand. And um, yeah, and basically, if you guys want to learn more, you could go ahead and take a look at my bio link. Feel free to buy me coffee if you guys like my mission of helping bougie moms over 40 discover freedom. And of course, take a look at all those links over here, and you're going to learn all of those automations are free for you in the form of blueprints. Just go ahead, get access to them. If you have any questions and need additional encouragement and support, go ahead and jump into my free community. It's on FUD. You could get access to it here. Go to FUD, and this is FUD community, and just follow me on there. You could download an app on your iPhone or Android, open it up. There's a bunch of guides that you're going to learn from, and lots of videos and thousands of workshops. Definitely jump in, guys. And of course, if you guys want access to my coaching program, then simply fill out the form and on freedomfusionsystem.com and basically let us know what feudal incubator you're interested in. So if you really wanted to develop very good hybrid skills that are not taught in college and learn digital faceless marketing, then definitely jump in into you take a look at that Freedom Fusion Digital. If you wanted to do this with learn how to build your own AI automation agency, you want to then take a look at Freedom Fusion Track. If you want to learn how to create content, then you want to take a look at Freedom Fusion Content. If you want to learn how to pitch, then you want to take a look at Freedom Fusion Pitch. If you're interested in all of them, just pick all of them. Then, of course, Freedom Fusion automations are our custom automations, personalized and non-personalized automations. You could learn more about them by going to bio.link/Freedom Fusion System and seeing and going on my Buy Me Coffee page from there. So if I go to bio.link, there's this link over here for Buy Me Coffee, right? So I click on it, and this is where you learn more about it, all sorts of other services of Freedom Fusion automations, what kind of automations we offer, personalized, not non-personalized. So like this is an example of not personalized automation, where you just get a blueprint, for free. But if you want a fully blown tutorial, then definitely let me know and I'll give you the price for it, and you'll have more of a step-by-step tutorial for how to pull this off. This is an example of non-personalized automation. But if you want it to be personalized specifically for you, like where we actually build it for you and make it available, production ready, etc., then that would be considered personalized Freedom Fusion automations. And those automations, of course, have the price factor depending on how complex that is, depending on what kind of workflows you're looking for your business. So the price, contact us from the intro page, book a call. Let's have that conversation within the first 30 minutes. We could come up with a game plan to see what you could do. But if you become our customer, what we'll do, we could set you up with this Freedom Fusion system, CRM. This way you have everything in one space, your own book appointment system, your own email nurturing campaigns, your own QR code generators, quizzes, surveys. There's so much stuff over here, all packed in one spot. So this way you are literally making those leads into loyal customers, converting those leads into loyal customers. And to get started, simply fill out that form, guys. But yeah, there's just so much stuff. It's not even, I'm not going to be able to even cover all of this in one spot. But it has all sorts of pipelines where when somebody goes ahead and fills out a form, the person just navigates through individual pipeline, and essentially as they go through each pipeline, each person is notified where we at, what's happening. So this way you're not fully lost of what's going on with your customer, and you fully understand how to take it to the next level. Let's go high level, the next higher level. This Freedom Fusion system is built on a platform trusted by thousands of businesses, and the platform is obviously go high level. But you could also integrate it with your ThanosAI, as we grow ThanosAI to make it possible to connect with, to control all sorts of bots and your personalized use cases, your business use cases. You're going to be learning more and more information, and the more you pop those pills of freedom, the easier it's going to be for you to benefit from it and just simplify your life exponentially. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. If you're interested in this blueprint, just DM the word path on my Insta. I'm gonna make it available as well over here on top. I automated my boiler or something like this. I'm gonna create a nice link for it. I'll create it if I see interest. If I don't see interest, I won't create it. So definitely let me know, DM the word path on my Insta. I don't do this for every tutorial, for every guy. I do that only like if I see interest, if I see people reaching out and said, oh yeah, it's fire, I actually want to learn more about it, then I just do it. Anyway, That's it, guys. Take care. Bye.